Hi, you guys. I'm sorry I'm not going live today. I just honestly don't know what I'm going to say or how I'm going to say it. So I'm going to do my best. I guess these guys want to be included. They get shy on live shows. Right, Bell. Okay. So there's a bunch of stuff I want to talk to you about. Some of it's going to be repetitive because I am not going to assume that you guys have enough time to watch all of my videos. So I'm going to try and go over everything that I've been seeing. And I will say this, I do believe I am a seer. I see via sky. I can see things in the sky. I am actually seeing that space weather, our weather is a replication of space weather. I do believe it just, the replications get smaller, smaller, and larger, larger. And like if you look at like when people go on these DMT experiences, the beings and the objects they see, yes, they're geometric, but they're mirrored. They're perfectly mirrored. And the beings are mirrored. So if you start mirroring these clouds, or even mirror yourself, mirror your hair, mirror whatever, you're gonna see not only these intricate geometric beings, but you're also going to see Native American art. You're going to see how the Native American art is based. It's all based on mirrors. So I think they did a lot with reflections, in bodies of water and things like that to draw them to those conclusions. Okay, guys, sorry about that. I forgot to play the video. Good thing I'm not live. Okay, what I've been seeing is what I've been seeing for at least a year. So this is from 9/5/2020. And it was the first time I started seeing these crystal orbs and started forming the idea of a crystal planet system. And that's exactly what I started calling it. As you can see, crystal orb, crystal orb, crystal orbs. I'm always seeing 4 of them, and I do believe there is a 5th, a much smaller one. It could be the 3, 6, 9, and 2 witnesses, and now they're producing, maybe even having multiplying. But that's what I'm seeing, and you can see 1 full crystal there, 1 knotted crystal there. You can see they have holes in them. They have pocks in them, which is probably due to rocks hitting them. I don't think it's any kind of formation, although it could be windows. And these could be crystal ships. I don't doubt that for a minute. I mean, if you're going to travel through space, and let's hope we all do become higher beings and do that. That's our goal. If you do want to travel through space, you're going to want to maybe jump in something that's already capable of traveling through space and already has the organic capability, like an asteroid, if you can control it somehow, and maybe build a crystal addition to it, or crystal the power somehow, use the crystal as the battery, the power. And I do believe they are using these crystal parts as batteries, or it's an organic biological thing that is using its crystal parts as a battery. I see them go charge at the sun about 8 a.m. now, which I guess would have been, around 7 or so a month ago. So I see them charge in the morning around 8 when the sun's up and fully shining. I see them charge before sunset at 4 when the sun is up. So they're basically always chasing the sun, and they're going around us. You very rarely see them overhead anymore. They seem to be going around us, forming rings, which gets me thinking about and a video will get to this, where I'm showing the system in the, actually, never mind. Where I'm showing the system in the east in front of me, and then I show you my rear view mirror, where the system is also stretched across the west. Same system, different parts, stretched around us. So I guess it was Norman, Baker, who did the rings of Saturn. I do have notes here, although I don't have my glass. Norman, Berger. He wrote about the rings of Saturn, where he was actually watching these rings being built, watching production, watching life, which is exactly what we've been saying, watching things being built, produced in our sky, which is what we're seeing. I do believe we're getting a ring. I do believe that ring is for protection. Maybe there is some sort of incoming system. Maybe not now, maybe now, maybe in 100 years. It takes that long to build. But from what I remember him saying is those things were being built pretty rapidly, pretty fast. And obviously we're seeing it go pretty fast. I do believe it's for protection, like a wound, and it's almost like a jelly, which is weird. I had my name as Space Jelly on all kinds of other forums. So it is like a jelly, like a cushion of plastic. And I saw George Carlin's comedy thing about how we were put on Earth just to produce plastic by the aliens. It rings true sometimes. It's funny. Maybe these things do need to bounce off us. But anyway, it does look very plastic, very elastic. Maybe it's these commandeered ships creating this. Maybe the ring builders are inhabited ships. Maybe it is biological, because planets don't want to bump into each other. Planets don't want to, they want to avoid each other, and they are symbiotic. They do work together. So I do think they would call in the system. Hey, I need some cushion. We got an incoming system, and it forms rings around us, which they believed in Saturn was sound. I believe proved. I don't even know. It was sound. So are we seeing sound? Is sound visualizing an implement of 5D? So are those of us who are seeing this drifting into that 5D mindset? And I'm with Cosmic Agency on that. I do not think it's another world, like we're popping off into another world. I believe it's a different mindset, a different way of living, so therefore a different reality, because we do create our own reality. Like, let's say you come home from work, you come home in a bad mood, you yell at the dog, you yell at your lover, you're gonna have a bad night. You created your reality for the night, or you ruin an event, with that kind of behavior. Or you can come home with flowers and be nice, and you're going to have your reality is going to be totally different. And that goes on a small and big scale. Let's see, what else did I want to talk to you guys about? Let's see what's going on behind me. Okay, the crystal comet system. Sorry guys, I've been having leg cramps. I don't know if you guys are having muscular problems, joint issues. This is obviously not one comet, and it looks very crystal. And this looks crystal with that webbing around it. Do you see that kind of jelly around it? So, but that's 2 objects. And actually, if you ever heard, I think I put on Instagram while I'm talking, that I'm actually saying I see a cluster, and it's like it's pressing into our reality, almost like, like through a sheet, like through, like pushing into, our reality, and then it pops back out. It's kind of wild, and it just could be that kind of energy. That's why we're able to see it. Oh, I think my camera just moved, which is probably better because I'm way down here. Okay, let's see, what else do I want to talk to you guys about? The crystal planet system. It would make sense why we can't see it. And it could also be, okay, we've seen black holes. We've seen what happens when a neutron star fails and it implodes. Well, let's say this neutron star failed, and I don't know if I'm talking about the system. I could be talking about the other thing we're seeing out there, the dark thing that's not come yet. But let's say, or I could be talking about the system. Let's say that this didn't implode. Like, let's say this core was actually nurtured properly, because we love that baby. And it is forming properly. So maybe we did change reality. Maybe we were going on a path in a black hole, and it was going to be very tragic. And the love of this system, the nurturing of that baby, maybe we changed it. Maybe we did. Maybe that's all total BS. What I try and do is just bring you a few different ways to think about things, just to get you thinking of the possibilities that I think of. Okay, what else do I want to talk about? There's I do believe the cosmic constant is off. But if everything is a gear, and it just takes one little thing to be off, or one thing to enter to change all the gears, and it could finally be getting to us, which is going to mean planets are going to be in different places, and everything is going to change a little, and it doesn't mean catastrophe, or maybe it does. Earth knows how to take care of herself, so I'm hoping she is going to do that. Okay. The bubbles. Okay, Cosmic Agency did something about this too, which I really liked. Okay, do you see how one bigger bubble draws in the other bubbles. You'll see it real good here in a minute, where a bigger mass draws in the smaller mass, just like an idea. Like Einstein had a big idea and it drawed everyone's way of thinking in. Or, love, being a loving person can draw love. Anyway, the bigger the mass, the stronger the object, it draws things in. That being said, let's say atmosphere isn't what we say it is. We think it is. My son T. Let's say these stars, like they think when an asteroid goes by the sun, comets too, they believe it explodes. We see that with the fast mover, how when it has that fan coming up, the headdress I'm talking about, and the little orbs blow up. They say that happens. Let's say instead of blowing to pieces like it does in our atmosphere, let's say it's a foaming. Like I always see when I try and dive deep and go in, I see these blue foaming stars, like these stars that are just blue-green, and they're just leaving this trail of foam. So instead of clouds, instead of gases, or it could be gases, obviously foam has water in it. Air in it, or something like it. What if these stars are foaming? What if these stars are foaming through the sky? We have to just look at things differently. We can't look at everything just like it is, how it is on Earth. We've got to totally look at this differently. So I do see stars foaming in our atmosphere. And these bubbles, the greater bubble draws other bubbles, just like a node, just like an idea. Like that's my goal, is to create a video, to create an idea that becomes a node, that becomes a thing, a self-sustaining thing that other people draw into, and they make it their own. Their way of thinking goes into, see, boom, that one, it was one too many and it exploded. But their way of thinking goes in that bubble, makes it bigger. And their way of thinking goes in that, oh, I like that idea. Boom, I'm going to join it. So it draws and draws and draws into a bigger bubble, a bigger idea. Like when we started chasing this system, it was just a few of us, But now it's this big bubble of an idea. I think everything is like that. Reality is like creating a bubble and merging into bubbles, and it's just that membrane. It's breaking that membrane and entering in, and you're not going to notice it, because it's the same air, it's the same atmosphere. Boom, you're into a different bubble, you're into a different way of being, and you'll notice people leaving your life, that just aren't just aren't in the same frequency as that bubble. Everything is frequency. A symbol is put in place to be a sound, and a sound, we interpret into a symbol, and all that is frequency. I think David Icke best explained that. I'll try and attach the video. It's basically, I know to say everything is so simple, but it is. It's all just merging into, like you meet someone and then boom, they become in your bubble, in your life. And I believe reality is that way. Okay. What else did I want to talk about? Oh, the meta, which the meta is just a different matrix, basically. But what I was thinking about is Mark Zuckerberg. All of us on Facebook, which I'm on, to get information on Sky and to be on Sky groups, but we're all accepting the mark of the beast. We're all accepting Mark Zuckerberg if we've got Facebook, the mark of the beast. So something to think about. All right, well, I've been up here in DC for the past 11, 12 days. My ex-husband got COVID. He came right through it in a few days, thought he was fine, and then it hit him again. And honestly, it has been very hard on him. He didn't need to go to the hospital. Other than taking vitamins, he didn't need anything, and that's exactly what they told him. So, it's just, it's like a bad flu, and you don't want to expose anyone who could be greatly affected by this bad flu, because there are people in poor health, and it will take them. But it's a different world in DC here. It's a much tamer, weirder world with the exchange of power. It's just very quiet, subdued. Okay, back to the COVID and back to this comet dust. And I started saying this back when COVID very first started. I'll try and link the video. That it could be comet dust falling on us, and some people can handle it and some people can't. Some people, it's such a different, higher vibration that they just, they frequency out. They cease to exist. They pass on to go into this world and re-enter in a different way, or go somewhere else. What else did I want to talk about? Oh, I'll try and list this video. The Canadian Sunstalker sent me a really good video. A really quality channeler went in and channeled Dolores Cannon's whole life. It's pretty interesting. It's pretty cool. I'll let you guys look at it for yourself, see what you think of it. All right, guys. It was good seeing you. I hope I didn't babble too much. I hope I made some sort of sense. I really do. It's not just the system up there. There's more than just the system. And I don't mean to be so naive and to sound like I'm implying there is. I know there's a lot up there. I'm just tracking the system and seeing it within other things because I don't understand the other things yet. Maybe it'll come to me, but I sort of have a link with this system. And I do believe I do. It's kind of wild, because I was trying to figure out, is it comets or is it comet? Am I wrong about it coalescing into one? Is it more than one? And then I see a big S in the sky, meaning more than one. Then I see the S again. It was pretty wild. But anyway, that's my crazy life. It could just be in my head, but I follow it and it's done me pretty well. All right, you guys have a great weekend. I'm so glad I didn't go live. It would have been a mess. I'll talk to you later.